God? He said, no. Then he looked at the moon and he said, can this be my God? And then he said, no. And then he looked at the sun and he said, can this be my God? And no, he said, no, because obviously sunset happens, it disappears. How can you help me all the time? So I cannot worship something which vanishes and which is only temporary. So then later he did something which is most important in finding guidance. He became humble. And he said, if God, he did not say Allah, he did not say any other name, he said, if God, the one who has created everything, does not guide me, I will be misguided forever. And then later on, there's also another incident that later when he found the truth, he became a prophet, he still wanted more. He wanted to increase his faith. And he said to God, he said, oh God, you know, Rabbi arini kayfa tuhyi al-mawta. Show me how do you bring the dead back to life. So, you know, this is a question that if from any religion, if you ask your teacher or if you ask the scholar, religious scholar, they will be like, no, don't question about the religion, just follow. Just follow, don't ask, just don't ask. But Ibrahim, being the greatest prophet he was, the title he has been given in the Holy Quran is that he should be followed, and following him and him just alone is equivalent to a whole nation because of how strong he was. And he stood up against all the falsehood of his time. But still he had some sort of something missing that he wanted to make strong, and so he said to God, please show me how do you bring the dead back to life. So God said to him, okay, get 4 birds, make them get used to you, make them your pets, and then cut them up and put them on 4 different mountains and call them and they will come back to you. Over here, our Holy Prophet Muhammad, who we as Muslims believe had the highest faith, he said, we have more right to have doubt, نحن أحق بالشك من إبراهيم. That we have more doubt, we have more right to have doubt than Prophet Abraham. Meaning it's okay that if a person goes through doubt. Meaning it's okay that if you're on a journey, it doesn't matter if you are born in a Christian household, it doesn't matter if you are born in a Muslim household, it doesn't matter if you are born in a Jewish household. But the thing is that you should be following the truth. You shouldn't be a Muslim just because your father and mother were Muslim. You shouldn't be a Muslim just because everyone around you is Muslim. You shouldn't be a Christian just because everyone around you becomes a Christian. Because what this does is that it makes your knowledge, it makes your horizon really narrow, and your iman, your faith becomes saturated. You are doing something just because someone else is doing it. You are not doing it because you know it's the truth. It has been narrated that even for those people, some scholars have mentioned this, for those people, that even if they try for their whole life, but let's say the message of Islam, obviously as Muslims, I just want to talk about this. Muslims, we believe, every religion believes that their way and their religion is the right path. But also in Islam, we say that if a distorted message, if a corrupted, fabricated message, meaning like the way that propaganda or the wrong message was spread by the wrong actions of Muslims to someone, and if this wrong message reached to a non-Muslim and they did not accept it because they saw this as wrong, the true message did not reach them, we do not say they go to hellfire. We say that God, Allah will test them in a different way. So coming back to my first point, it is that this life is all about a journey we are making. Every single person is on a different level in the journey. Some people, they are very confused. God exists, God does not exist. I'm an agnostic. Some people get convinced, no, God does not exist because of this. I'm atheist. Some people believe of a certain religion, I am a Muslim, I'm a Christian because of this reason, because of that reason. But the most important thing is that we should not let the doubt become an excuse to do bad. We should not let the doubt become an excuse just to leave a religion. For example, you have a doubt, just as someone has a doubt about Christianity, or they have a wrong message about Christianity. Just by listening to propaganda from someone, or just by listening to people who are anti-Christian, don't just think that the whole of Christianity is bad. Same thing is, just by listening to people who are anti-Islam, don't think the whole Islam is bad. Pick up the books and see what it actually says. And then, like Prophet Abraham did, he became humble. And he said that not through my own power I can find guidance. He said, only God, the true God, can guide me. And this is what he did with his open heart. when no one was there to watch him, he did not say, oh, I'm going to do this to please my father, I'm going to do this to please my companions, I'm going to do this to please my friends. No, I want to find the truth. And so this is what he did. So it's a journey towards God. And then later on is obviously, once you understand that your journey towards God, it is about struggle, and that you have come into this life to please God, then this is what Islam, and now this is when you enter into a religion, and this is the time when you know that you want to do things to please God. So this is why in Islam, has been mentioned that the concept of this life is that we are here for a test. It's temporary. Some people live for 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe 100, 120 maximum, maybe 130 maybe. But you live here for a certain time, for a certain few years. And then later on we are moving on to a different world. Everyone has different perspective about this. Some people say this happens, some people say other things happen. So Muslims say that obviously we pass on and then we are told whether we will go into heaven or we go into hell. So it depends on all of this. So we are in this world we are on a mission. First of all, to discover the truth and then to stick to the truth. And with this is what is meant, that how can I please